Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the 15 unresolved mysteries in One Piece. So everyone knows that adventure anime, especially those involving pirates, are full of mysteries. We can see these from series like Pirates of the Caribbean. And in terms of anime and manga, Eiichiro Oda's legendary manga and anime franchise One Piece can be a very good example of this. Apart from the amazingly designed and well-developed characters and the series running for 20 years, it's still surprising that many questions still remain unanswered. We're gonna run down through 15 of these questions and see if we can answer them. Comment below if you have an answer for that. Like, subscribe and share to get more videos like this. So we start the list with who is the third admiral? So after the paramount war between the Whitebeard pirates and the Marines, there was an upheaval in the top seafaring command chain with Admiral Sengoku stepping down and the fight between Akainu and Aokiji, which Akainu won, being the fleet admiral. So this left some shoes to be filled, whereby Admiral Kizaru was the only admiral left and two more were needed to fill the positions. And we later find out in the 600 episode in the Dressrosa arc that Fujitora was one of the admirals, Fujitora being the admiral who controlled gravity. But we are also told that there's another one who had a code name called Rokugyu, which translates to Green Bull. We haven't really seen his true form or his powers or anything, only his body in shadowy form, like the conversation between Fujitora and Rokugyu in the Reverie. The internet is going crazy here with fake images and other sort of true images, but the only clue we have the manga pictures. There is currently no available information regarding this character and his devilful power, but we look forward to see who or what power he controls. So next we have, why is Kaido immortal? So the young Hokkaido, otherwise known as the King of the Beast, had been introduced and built up for quite a long time and seems to be destined to fight Luffy. And we now see their fights in the Wano arc developing more and more in the manga. But it raises some questions after Oda has dropped many teasers saying that supposedly Kaido has an inability to die. So this raises some questions. Is it a side effect of his Ope fruit, or did he gain some immortal ability before he even had the devil fruit? And this leads to other sort of teasers also. In a brief scene, Kaido is seen trying to attempt suicide by falling from Sky Island, and we are later told that Kaido tried many times to be killed by guillotine, by several other things, and we even hear that the Marines, they captured Kaido 7 times but they couldn't kill him all those times. So how did he get his wound? Many would say Oden, most likely, but we see that Oden had only one sword which was able to cut Kaido. So how could Kaido get an X if Oden cut him? And it also raises other conspiracies. How is Luffy gonna defeat Kaido? This is quite an interesting topic indeed. If Kaido is immortal, how will Luffy defeat Kaido? Next we have, what is really the fullest potential of an awakened devil fruit? By now, if you are following One Piece series, it should be clear that there are many different levels to a person's ability to control their devil fruit. And I think Luffy is a good example of that with his Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd and Gear 4th transformations. However, if we remember correctly, in a fight between Luffy and Doflamingo, the warlords revealed that the devil fruits could be awakened and produce another level of power Luffy hasn't experienced yet. The only awakening showcased in the anime so far is Doffy's awakening, where you can turn the surroundings to strings that you can control freely. So this leaves us wondering, what will Luffy's devil fruit ability awakening be like? Will he turn everything into rubber, or will he have some sort of cool transformation? And what are the transformation of other major characters like Kaido, like Dragon and others, etc. Next up, who is Joy Boy? So Joy Boy is one character who remains a mystery, yet still appears to have quite a great and significant role in the story of One Piece. He is or she is currently assumed dead, but in One Piece you know you can never rule out anything. This person was first mentioned in the Fishman Island arc and seems to be an important factor between the relationship of the humans and the fishmen. He was quite loved and loved by the fishmen, and he left a message in the poneglyph apologizing for how you couldn't protect the Noah, and the fishmen had promised to keep the Noah safe for him until he came back. We have so little information about him, but he seems to be a great contributing factor to the story of the poneglyphs and the Void Century, which Robin is researching about. We look forward to his unraveling. So next up we have the Gorosei. How powerful are the Gorosei exactly? So any One Piece watcher knows these 5 dudes that always have limited appearances, always coming out with those cool poses. But how powerful exactly are these 5 old men? We know they are the top of the food chain in the One Piece, being also the story's huge enigmas. Everything from their names, their backgrounds are shrouded in mystery. And given that they are sitting on the top of the world government, it is also assumed that this group possesses great power in some form or another, be it superpowers in terms of strength or devil fruit, or maybe their statuses. Their existence is no doubt linked to many things like the Will of D, the Celestial Dragons, the formation of the world government, and many other things. And they have very, very huge roles in the earth of One Piece. One popular theory among fans was that the youngest living member of the Gorosei was actually Sanji's father. However, but this was debunked very recently, as we saw Sanji being the son of the Gemma 66 dude. So who exactly are they? What is their history? How powerful are they? And they seem to have lived for long, even in the days of the Pirate King. So next up we have, what is Shanks' true power? So Redhead Shanks may be one of the most popular characters in the entire series of One Piece, but as One Piece is now past the 1000th chapter, fans have yet to see Shanks and his crew's true power. Sure, they've scribbled a lot of bandits in episode 1 up to episode 4, and Shanks has displayed his conquerors like in several areas, like when he was on Whitebeard's ship and things like that. But we've yet to see something solid that shows us Shanks' true power. This sentiment was more or less confirmed when Shanks' presence alone was able to stop the Paramount War. Many people, even Marco, who appears to be older than Shanks from what is being revealed in the latest episodes, there's even a greater respect for Shanks. But in all likelihood, Shanks' true power won't be revealed until much later. That's certainly guaranteed. Either in a major conflict like the fight between pirates, which Luffy and Shanks promised each other when Luffy was still young. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see Shanks' true power. We've seen even his battles with the Hawkeye Mihawk. They say that they fought on several occasions, and Hawkeye lost interest in fighting Shanks when Shanks lost his arm. It also shows that his swordsmanship is strong, and we know his haki is strong. So does he even have a devil fruit? I think not, but in One Piece we have yet to see. And recently his bounty has been revealed, showing us a whopping 4 billion plus. This also shows that Shanks holds some true power behind that coat of his. We look forward to see more of his revealing. Next is, who exactly is Monkey D. Luffy's family? So when it comes to Luffy, the protagonist of One Piece, there are some salient gaps that need filling in. Most importantly, because fans are very desperate to see Luffy's mother in the situation surrounding Luffy's birth. For instance, why did Dragon leave his son? Does Luffy have some other blood relatives, siblings, uncles or aunt? Or who is Garp's wife? Things like that. Luffy himself has demonstrated that he couldn't care less about his family, about his heritage, but us as fans, we need to know. Luffy considers his Sabo and his crew as his family, so probably he won't seek the truth behind his family, and information like this will probably come from an outside source like Garp or Ivankov, as Ivankov once told Luffy that Dragon is his father. So if such knowledge was to come to light, it would be groundbreaking in the scene. It would reveal many very secrets that we need to know. Following this, we have, how is Blackbeard dual-wielding devil fruit? So as we know, at the climax of the Paramount War, Blackbeard surprised everyone by taking a beaten weekend Whitebeard behind the cover. We don't know what he did in there, but the result was only that Blackbeard emerged alive, and he did so wielding both the Tremor fruit and Whitebeard's Gura fruit. So this completely goes against the rules established by order of the devil fruits in One Piece series. As it has been stated before, the devil fruit user can only use one fruit. If not so, and they try to eat another, they will surely die. But we see Blackbeard wielding two and other devil fruits as the fight went on the Paramount Dome. There are several possible explanations for this though, ranging from the special feature of the darkness fruit, or to the blade, the ornate so-called blade that the Blackbeard pirates have and possess. Another potential answer, which was hinted recently in the manga, which was revealed, is that Big Mom gained devil fruit power by eating its original user. Perhaps this method circumvents the usual two fruit rule. So we are not sure if Blackbeard sort of devoured Whitebeard. Next, what mysteries really surround the voice of all things? So recently, I say recently, but one of the additions in the One Piece canon was the voice of all things. This ominous sounding title refers to the ability to communicate or hear voices of animals or objects in the environment, and it's possessed by the likes of Monkey D. Luffy, Gol D Roger, many others like Momonosuke, and other characters we hear in the future. Like the Conqueror's Arc, this ability seems to be something someone is born with, although you can become more adept at using it as you grow stronger. Oda hasn't exactly been shy in drawing parallels between Luffy and Roger, but the voice of all things is perhaps the clearest signal yet that these two share a very similar path. One Piece has barely begun to scratch the surface of this mystery, and it will likely develop slowly as the stories near after. Following that, we have what is the Uranus weapon? In the Water 7 arc, the existence of 3 unimaginably powerful weapons was revealed, 2 of which have already appeared in the series in some form though. The Great Warship Pluton was the main goal of both Crocodile and Spandam, and although Frankie managed to destroy the blueprints, the original ship may still appear in the series. The second weapon was Poseidon. It appeared in the Fishman Island arc. That's the first time we heard about it, and it was revealed to be the shy and unassuming mermaid Shirahoshi, who is the princess, who has the ability to control the Sea King. The final weapon that still remains a mystery in One Piece is Uranus weapon. Extremely little is known about this X and relic. It's difficult to predict exactly how important the 3 weapons will be in the arcs to come, but fans will surely find out what the Uranus is, even if they don't get to see it in action. Following that is, what is Monkey D. Dragon's story really? Arguably the only central character more enigmatic than Luffy's surrogate father, Red Hair Shanks in quotes, is his actual father, Monkey D. Dragon. There's plenty about Luffy and Dragon's relationship and family that has had to be revealed, but there's also a lot that needs to be explored concerning Dragon's personal and professional life. For example, what is his devil fruit really? The incident in Log Town raised some strong questions. Does he control lightning, or does he control weather? It suggests a lot, right? But other than that, the fans are in the dark. More importantly, what motivated Dragon to become the leader of the revolutionary army? Going head-on against the world government is quite risky and isn't something that a person does lightly, and there's surely an emotional and significant story behind this. Maybe because Luffy's mother was killed. That could be an interesting topic, I think, behind the discussion. Some have even speculated that Dragon was officially a marine admiral, and this could have introduced a seismic relationship between that, as he saw the ways of the marines being out of way, those cliche moments, so he wants to correct the marines himself. Next, does the All Blue really exist? So each member of the Straws, as we know, has their own dream and goal with going to the New World, crossing the Grand Line and things like that. And we know Sanji's dream is to discover the fabled sea, the All Blue. Supposedly All Blue has every type of fish imaginable, since it's a confluence of all the 4 seas. It's an absolute dream for cooks, according to Sanji, but many doubt that even the place exists. The Curly Brown one has often been mocked due to his unfaltering belief in the All Blue. Assuming it does exist, All Blue is likely to be located somewhere near After, or in a location shown in the rope chronicles, as this would explain why it has remained elusive for long. As a favorite character, many readers and viewers would love to see Sanji's dream realized, even if the chef himself would readily sacrifice his dream to stay at the mermaid groom or to have a girlfriend. Next up, what really happened during the Void Century? So no one has any idea what happened in the 100 years preceding the world government's rise to power. This is mighty suspicious, and it does take much to figure out that these authorities may have something to hide about how exactly they managed to gain control of the world, particularly considering their actions at Robin's homeland in Ohio. The events of the void century are chronicled in the poneglyphs format, and given that Robin, one of the very people able to read these stones, is in the Stroids' crew, the Stroids are in prime position to uncover the secrets of the void century. Of all the mysteries on the list, uncovering the void century is likely to have the most sizable and far-reaching impact in the One Piece universe, and may way spark a war the size of which have never been seen before. So what is the significance behind the Will of D? This mystery is instantly woven around the main character, protagonist Monkey D. Luffy, as well as a variety of other characters burdened with D as their middle names, such as Trafalgar D. Waterfall, or commonly known as Trafalgar Law, and Marshall D. Teach, or commonly known as Blackbeard. The Will of D has been hinted at in One Piece for many years, and some information has indeed been reviewed on the topic. It is also known that D was a tribe from long ago, widely known and considered to be a natural element of the celestial dragon. This is more or less where the knowledge ends, but the Will of D mystery is most certainly linked to other questions, such as the mystery of the void century, dragon, the Gorosei. So when answers do eventually come, they may come at once. Now, I know you might not expect this, but the final and most confusing mystery of all is the simplest question: what is the One Piece? Naturally, the biggest mystery in One Piece is the very item the series is named after. The most significant question of all, of course, is what exactly is the One Piece? Surely it couldn't be gold or jewels, because any amount of gold and jewels couldn't justify such a long and adventurous journey. And Oden has also reassured fans that you won't be pulling the real treasure is the adventure you have to get here, the court commonly used in Naruto and things like that. Thankfully, that's out of the way. This then means that the precise nature of this great treasure is completely unknown. It could be a vital piece of information regarding the world or its history. It could be a person that Roger held dear, or it could be an item of terrible power that Roger hid from the world. It might even be a plastic first place medal with a skull or crossbones, and so Oden and these tricks, you could do that. So it's still a mystery. We don't know what the One Piece is, but we hope to know very soon. So thank you for listening, guys. Are there any One Piece mysteries you have known? If so, leave your own theories, speculations, and leave a comment. See you next time. Till we meet.